Namaskar. Friends, in this discourse, we will examine the difference between intellectual cognition and intuitive cognition. The state of pure consciousness can be experienced only by means of intuitive cognition, by means of intuition. Now, intellect perception has limited perception. It cannot see the wholeness. Hence, it uses the aspects like testimony and inference to arrive at truth. But the truth arrived by intellect perception is limited because it can see only a part of the whole. The part cannot represent the wholeness. Say, for instance, in a telescope, only one star can be examined, or a group of stars can be seen, but not the wholeness of the whole universe can be seen through telescope, because the telescope is limited. Take, for instance, microscope. The microscope can examine only a particular part of organism. It cannot see the whole organism. In the same way, intellect has limited perception, and therefore it has limited consciousness. It cannot perceive, it cannot cognize the whole consciousness, the whole universe, and therefore intellect cannot be used as a means, as an aid to understand or comprehend the state of pure consciousness. Then, which faculty of mind is required to comprehend this state of pure consciousness? And it is intuition. Intuition goes beyond the intellect. In between intellect and intuition comes imagination. And this is artistic in character. Artists have this imagination in a very high degree. So those who have imagination, the highest degree of imagination, will turn to become artists, because artists possess the great degree of imagination, and therefore they are able to create something new. They are able to capture something new. They can recreate something new. And this artistic mind, which is endowed with a profound imagination of high degree, is almost very nearer to the state of intuition. In other words, those who possess imagination in the highest degree can easily enter into this state of intuition. But nevertheless, the state of intuition can also be attained in the state of meditation. So, in the state of meditation, the intellect is almost transcended. Even the state of imagination is transcended. So, when these two faculties of mind, intellect and imagination, are transcended, we enter into that state, and that state is called the state of intuition. It is in this state the sages of the ancient times of this land had captured wisdom. In fact, in this state, the profound wisdom was revealed, and of course, it can be revealed. So, only in the state of intuition one can comprehend, uh, one can perceive the state of pure consciousness. In other words, one can enter into that state of pure consciousness. Only the faculty of intuition has that power. The intellect cannot. Because in the state of intuition, the wholeness is perceived, the wholeness is comprehended, the wholeness of creation. The wholeness of creation can be captured, can be perceived, and this is possible in the state of intuition. But this is completely ruled out in the state of intellect. If you are very sharp in intellect, if you are very strong in intellectual perception, then you can only understand the matter, the phenomenon in segments. And that knowledge is segmentary in character. It cannot represent the wholeness. So, knowledge derived by means of intellect is limited and segmentary. It is part, and therefore it cannot see the wholeness. It has no that capacity. It is incapable of perceiving the wholeness, and therefore the intellect has to be transcended. If the intellect is transcended, we enter into a state of intuition, and that intuition is experienced, it can be felt in the state of calmness, in the state of tranquility, and that state of calmness can be attained in meditation. So, dhyana is one means, one way by which this state can be attained. And when this state is attained, um, the perceiving, the comprehension of the wholeness of the state of pure consciousness is possible. And this is the limitation of intellect. Therefore, the highest state of perception, the highest state of perception is that state of intuition, and only in intuition we can comprehend the truth. So this is what happens in yoga. So in yoga, intellect has a very limited role, and what yoga professes is the state of intuition, and that state of intuition has to be acquired only, or can be acquired only in meditation. So dhyana has that advantage, has that power, has that capacity to attain that state of intuition. And once you enter into that state of intuition, you are able to perceive the state of pure consciousness. And this is yoga. Namaskar.